Good evening, everybody.
Sweet.
Messy Monday. This is pretty much going to be the BrickFair, Alabama follow-up. So Matthew was there, Maddie was there, Jeff was there, but Dana was not there.
Thanks for pointing that out.
We did miss you. We missed you a lot.
I was living vicariously through all of you.
As
And in
we
the chat,
do,
we've got want to say hi to Big Screen Bird and Red Carnage.
Garage.
Yeah,
as we
Dana,
do
I was
more
really bummed.
shows-
I was really
Go
bummed
ahead.
that you weren't there, Dana, but it's okay.
I was too. And then when I found out you were coming, I was like, well, now just more feelings of missing out.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's all good. It's all good.
And
There
the
will be other shows.
The
Other
fun thing is that Maddie is actually sitting in the Atlanta airport, so she's technically in the Atlanta metro with us right now.
Yeah,
I thought your airplane was flying out at noon, young lady.
I did. I flew out to Atlanta and then Atlanta to Cleveland.
Oh,
That's
they're not allowed
not
direct
fun.
flights from Birmingham to anywhere.
Yeah, nowhere.
No, it's
Really?
not true. I took a flight from Birmingham to Boston once, so it did go straight there.
So, Maddie, I think the big question is to talk about
Atlanta?
and just to get
Atlanta.
because this was your first show, right?
Yeah.
So, were you overwhelmed? Were you underwhelmed? What was your thoughts?
I think it was what I was expecting, but I was working it, so I didn't get to do much of hanging out with people. And I'm
So-
incredibly sore.
Do
My
you
fingers
carry a
hurt.
pedometer or anything? Do you know how many steps you did this weekend?
I did about the same amount of steps that I do for the museum,
Okay.
but it was like more like lifting and squatting and doing at the bouncy house.
Ooh, the infamous bouncy house.
Oh my gosh, the first 15 minutes that I was doing with the bouncy house, some kid got a bloody nose because they smacked into another kid. I was like, oh, is this how it's going to be all day?
So speaking of the bouncy house, one of my Facebook friends who's a big Lego fan, he's a gay dad, and he and his partner brought down their two boys. And what was the number one thing the boys wanted to do the moment they walked in?
Bouncy house.
Rub the ball.
Can we do the bouncy house?
Oh,
Can we do the bouncy house? So as we're like trying to look at mocks, we're like, okay, we'll go do the bouncy house and you can get it out of your system.
I had to go home. I had to go back to the hotel yesterday and change my socks because some small child blew their nose and then wiped their boogers all in the front of the entrance, and I didn't see it. And I stepped in something wet, and when I looked down, there was just like 2 snot lines of boogers, and my sock was covered in it. It was so gross.
Kids are gross.
So,
that
Well,
is gross.
I paid registration and everything and took Small Paul to his first convention, and he spent a fair amount of it playing on his Nintendo Switch. So,
That's rough.
well, I mean, it's, attention spans only last so long, and he did really enjoy being there, and he really liked all of it. But at a certain point, he had to retreat behind the table and just play some Nintendo and just kind of, it is what it is. But he spent a lot of time hanging out with Meredith's daughter, Natalie,
Cool.
the younger Wheels. Hey,
Don's here.
they're
Don's
done.
there.
We met Don
But-
yesterday.
You kind
Yep.
of bring up a good point though, because like decompression was definitely needed. I think I met so many people and I can't remember all their names. And
So
dealing
to
with
make you feel a little better, I have been to Alabama several times, and there are many people there who remember me and remember my name, and I remember their faces, and I remember what they've built. But if you asked me to give you their name, I would draw a complete blank, and that's just who I am. So don't feel bad.
yeah.
The
Well,
moment I walked into the convention call, somebody came up and said, "Hey, Matt," and I turned around and looked, and I thought, I have no idea who this person is. And then he said, he's like, "Oh, I was over at the military table," and then I was like, "Now I know who he is."
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the Lego community for 21 years, and I have people come up and start talking to me, and, hey, Mark, how you doing? And I'm like, I have no idea who this person is, and I don't even know if I've met them before. Like,
But you know what though? At the same time though, it's heartwarming that the Lego community is that comfortable that people who don't really hardly know you feel like they know you, or because they've watched you through social media or over the years on the internet and this and that, and they just feel comfortable to talk to you, which is so much better than having people feeling uncomfortable coming up and talking to people and stuff like that. So
it kind of feels like a family reunion. That's the analogy. But a family reunion where everybody in your family loves Lego.
I have a funny story about that. I found out that Brick Snaps, aka Martin, not a hugger. Not a hugger. I gave him a big old Jeff Bear hug, and he's like, "Get the fuck away from me." I was like, "Okay, all right."
That British Reserve finally kicked in, huh?
Yeah, I know. I was like, "Man, but I'm just happy." And he's like, "I'm not a hugger, mate." And I was like, "All right, lesson learned."
I told him that he's like the chattiest British person I've ever met. He says, "Oh, I had to learn that when I came to Alabama."
And Fazoom has joined the stream.
Hello.
Hey,
Did you get your phone issues fixed?
No, it's sitting here transferring data as I'm sitting here, so no.
it takes
I'm
a while.
still here.
There's someone looming behind you. Look out.
It's just Don.
Hello, Don.
We
So
we stopped at Bricks and Minifigures in Memphis, and then we made a $150 financial decision. So,
Which was to get a hotel room?
no, which was to buy Lego at Bricks and Minifigures, even though we spent $700 technically at Atlanta Brick Company today.
I really don't see an issue here. I mean, you're amongst your peers, so.
I mean, you tell that to my wife.
Well, that conversation is for behind closed doors.
Wait, so Jeff, are you in the Atlanta metro as well, or did you guys drive back a ways?
No, we're in Memphis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're outside of Nashville just a bit. So.
And there's Adam. Speaking
Adam, what's up?
Hello.
Hey,
Adam,
Hello.
we're gonna
Adam,
put
I have to say that the few pictures I saw and some videos and stuff like that, you were an excellent Troubles Bricking replacement at BrickFair, Alabama. So I want to thank you for filling in for my shoes. That was excellent.
And he
No
even
one
won a
can
prize.
ever replace Troubles Bricking. I was happy to be there though. So
Yeah, he won a prize. He won one. This one won 87 prizes in all the drawings. None of us got one.
In fairness,
I won one
Matthew
door
was,
prize.
in fairness, Matthew was due because I wasn't there.
He has scooped me numerous times, so especially in parts drafts. So
yes.
And to be fair, Matt did give away the VW camper,
which was very nice of him. Which was
To
excellent.
Yes.
VW. To you, right?
Yeah, it's sitting in the car right now.
Wait,
But,
I wanted that.
let's just say I had a very fun time at the parts draft and the tables where you could pick through and pull out cups. So
Yeah.
to me, the parts draft is one of my favorite things about it. And
My
I
new
enjoyed
favorite hobby is picking up all the Lego off the floor. Look at all this cool Lego I got.
So does
And I
that
even
make
found a
you-
baggie of new slopes.
I think we need to call you like your new Lego name is like carp or shrimp
Trash Panda.
or trash panda. Ooh, trash panda works. Trash panda works.
Lobster.
So how much Lego was on the floor left over?
I have another bag in my suitcase, but probably like a sandwich baggie full of Lego pieces and parts, including some
Maddie,
rare
are you in
parts.
the airport right now? Is that where you're at?
She is.
Yeah.
So this is the
Wow.
new Maddie.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice. There you go.
trendsetter.
Is that a trash panda?
Was your flight delayed, or is that your normal schedule, Manny?
My flight to Cleveland was delayed by 45 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, but that's okay because it snowed 2 feet up in Ohio.
45 minutes is better than like 4 or 5 days.
Abby of Abby Dabby said they got 16 inches at their house in Ohio.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just
Dabbles.
bragging. I'm just
Dabble.
sorry. I'm just
It's
saying.
Abby Dabbles.
Yeah, Abby Dabbles.
What can
But
I
I
say?
call
I
her
like Abby
Dabby too.
Dabbies. Abby Dabbies is the way
I posted a picture of like half an inch of snow on my back deck, and I was like, "Oh, we got
Abby
buried
Dabs.
in Atlanta."
Yeah, she posted one of those Yankees get a big coat, we go freaking out for snow and everything. So whatever.
I mean, it could have been worse. Poor Bricksmith, man. I don't know if you guys heard or not, but apparently
Didn't he
he had a
break down?
blowout.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had a
Ireland
blowout in the middle of
No.
nowhere.
That's that's scary.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
have we greeted folks on the chat by any chance? We have quite a few.
We have discussed, or we have at times, I think, maybe not as well as you do. But
Well, let's see. I don't know. I'll just go back. Clicking Cliff, not sure. New subscriber. Thank you for joining us. Red Carnage is here. Big Screen Bird. Let me go through. Two Humble Bricks. How you doing?
Yeah, that looks like me, Mark.
Jeff Van Winden's sister Yvonne, who I spoke to on the phone. Very pleasant conversation. Howie is here. David is here. Stever is here. It was good to see Stever and fam over the weekend. Brett's Builds.
I'm jealous that you got to see Steve over the weekend.
Yeah. Axel Plate here.
Also, VW is like an hour and a half
How are you?
from his hotel. So.
Minifig Collector is here. All right. So, other than Maddie sweeping it up off the floor, how many 2x4 green bricks did you pick up off the floor?
That's rude.
Oh yeah.
Just one plate, one 2x4 plate. That was it.
So what's the green? What's the green have to do with
The build area, the free build or whatever was
it
monochrome.
was the green build,
And
wasn't
speaking
it?
of monochrome, you could have built like a life-size monochrome, habitat. That would have been amazing. You could have sat there, you painted yourself green.
Did you guys see the bust that some of the guys created? The like the character, and then they smashed it after.
No.
Some of the guys built this character. They called him Jamal, and they carried him over at the end of the fest, and they destroyed him in the green pit. He was all green. It was hilarious.
That's awesome. The Cajun Yeti is here. Met him at BrickFest this weekend. How you doing, man? In person. Seen him online. That's awesome.
There is something about BrickFair that causes people to want to destroy sculptures or just creations in general. It's just something. It's in the air.
So speaking of Maddie's first convention, it was also Adam's first convention, which is hard to believe because I think of him as being such a like Lego intensive person. But it was his first show too.
That's right.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Yeah, I've been to plenty. I've never been to a Brick Fair.
Okay.
I've been to Brick Fest, Brick Cons, all kind of smaller stuff.
Gotcha.
I've never actually participated before, so I'm definitely gonna work on some other builds for future fests, fairs, all of them. So it was a great time.
Okay, let me just pause and say though, you thundered it out on your first moon base by having a pivoting, tracking turret to defend the moon base. I mean, aces to you, man, my friend. Way to go!
Thank you, thank you.
I was thoroughly blown away when you showed that. I was like, "Whoa, yeah, we needed to see more." You've been building a lot more lately instead of just taking pictures, and I'm so excited that you're embracing building more. And whether it's because you've got more time or whatever, but dude, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I usually, it's funny because I do these like commissioned animations for Lego or for myself, and I usually only build like sets for those animations. So I'm having fun kind of getting back to the building fun of it and just building for myself and trying to make something cool. So this was a good test of my abilities this time around. I'm looking to build more bigger stuff too. So it'll be fun. I'm having fun. So I appreciate all the kind words.
Maddie, are you moving to a plane or what's going on?
I just checked my boarding time. And it said it was at 8:18.
Okay.
You should pay for the Wi-Fi and keep it on the live stream the whole flight, basically.
Oh, the Wi-Fi is free in Delta.
Oh, that would be great. If you were in the flight, that would be amazing. So.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
I don't think they'll let you do streaming video. I think they'll let you do texting free.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to circle back to what Dana was saying about people destroying things at conventions. Many years ago at BrickFest PDX, which is Portland, Oregon, I think it was one of the first times that they did a Star Destroyer speed build. And at the end of the speed builds, they decided, hey, let's take the Star Destroyer and chuck it over the edge of a railing onto the floor. Just because, why not? Because they had to disassemble it. And so they did that, filmed it, and uploaded it online. There were some angry Star Wars fans that were so angry about that. It's like, well, it was going to get disassembled anyway, because everybody who participated got to take home some of the brick. That was part of the deal, is that you participate in the speed build, it gets disassembled, and you get to take some home with you.
I'm assuming that some of those big plates cracked, though, under the pressure.
I don't think anything actually broke. I think it,
Well, those original Star Destroyers were so thinly held together anyway. I mean,
it was on its way out when they built it.
You looked at it the wrong way and it would fall apart.
It started falling apart before it hit the ground.
Yeah. I'm surprised they were actually able to lift it up over their heads without it falling apart. So.
What are you building?
I'm building the monster truck.
Oh, you're building the inside monster truck. That's awesome. I love it.
El Fuego.
El Fuego.
Yeah.
Fuego.
Lego.
So this is the first time that I've sat down and built a set since November. Did anything with this.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Your mic is like dragging or something. Like we're kind of a little bit.
Is this better?
That's much better.
That's better.
Okay, so this is the first time that I've done anything like build-wise with Lego since like November. So.
Okay, is it me or does Maddie look like she's a Cobra soldier at the moment? I mean,
the red adds to it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I like is that an M badge made of bricks there that you're wearing?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But literally, Donna and I are sitting here building Lego sets, and it's probably the most relaxing thing we've done all weekend.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maddie, so I don't know how much you can talk. Tell us the weirdest thing you experienced at BrickFair.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear this.
Okay. The weirdest experience that I had.
Yes.
I don't know. I really don't know.
You don't know.
Other than the boogers getting on my shoes.
Oh well, that would qualify. Let's hear that.
So, I was in charge of the bouncy house and I did it for half a day, and then I switched over to games because the bouncy house was hurting my muscles above my knees, like they're so sore. But yesterday I had to go back to the hotel and change my socks because some little kid wiped his nose all the way down the entrance, and there's this 2 streaks of wet, thick boogers. And I stepped in and was like, why is my foot wet?
Wow.
Okay.
So
All right.
gross.
To know how bad it was, we need color and whether there are red streak in it.
Oh.
No red streak. It was
Hey,
like
Keep it in class.
clear and chunky.
Yeah.
Clear and chunky.
Gross.
Not a good combo.
Kids are gross.
Let's just say the guy who rents inflatable stuff for events all the time, I never rent one without having to go, let me go in there and find the tooth that kid just lost. So it is.
Yeah.
And have I ever found one? No. So the teeth stay in there and they clean them later. Disgusting.
So gross.
All right.
So,
I had
since we're asking Maddie questions, did you get a favorite souvenir from the show? Like what did you get?
Ooh.
What was your favorite thing you got while you were there?
Oh, I think it had to be everyone's sig figs, and then also when I was taking apart the hidden side sets that I bought from Mark, I found a Fleabnork in there.
Yeah.
Did you put that in there?
Nice.
Fleabnork for the win.
Those
Yeah,
get
Fleabnork is in there.
They get in everything.
But the other thing was negotiating for some sets that I really wanted. So I was able to pick up the gift with purchase Diagon Alley. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Good deal.
And I negotiated
Oh yeah,
this one.
John, can you bring the charger over to there?
the one with all of
But-
Ender in it.
Yeah, but I smashed the box. Actually, it's not too bad, but I was planning on building it anyways. It's okay. And the getting to meet everyone was really insane. Like getting to meet Martin, having good conversations with him, and then the guy who built the cyberpunk thing. He talked to me for like a solid 2 hours after we finished striking down the convention.
Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan.
Oh, was Stefan? I was going to
Um,
say, was it Peter or was it Stefan? So it was Stefan.
It was both of them worked on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. And they we finished tearing down yesterday at like 9 p.m. So we finished everything way earlier, and Todd was really impressed because there was only 6 of us when he had normally hired 8. So it was
Cool.
wild. That's probably why my body hurts.
It was nice meeting you finally, Maddie.
It was.
Yeah, it was really nice meeting all of you guys except for Dana.
Okay, here's my first impression of meeting Maddie. She is much taller in person than I expected.
Didn't we have this conversation already?
Yeah,
Before we got on.
I'm sorry. Yes, I was like, "Hey, Maddie, how are?" No, you were much taller than I expected.
Everyone on the planet said that about me when I talked to them too. They were like, "You're a lot taller than we thought." I'm like, okay.
Well, they weren't wrong. I mean,
I apparently
Yeah,
ended
I
average. Oh, we may have lost Maddie, or she had to turn the camera off going through security. Nope. Oh.
So-
Almost.
So for anyone who hasn't seen pictures from BrickFair, you should look up Stefan and Peter's Cyberpunk block because it doubled in size from 2 years ago, and it's doubled, tripled, quadrupled in awesomeness. It had video
was incredible.
screens, some of which had stuff from Blade Runner, the giant side of the building, advertisements. The scale of it is just so impressive. I didn't even see him set the thing up, but I walked over and I'm like, holy cow, this thing has gotten huge. I mean, it was sizable 2 years ago, but I just was blown away by the expansion of it.
Yeah, the dude that built it seemed like an extrovert to me, so I made sure not to be around that when he was there because I didn't want to fucking do the thing. I'm sorry, my language. I'm sorry for Zoom, but I didn't want to. I was just like, I'm gonna look at this and not be talked to. This is cool. All right, great.
So
And then I quickly left.
he was the guest host for the second bingo night, Bingo Grande.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was a little nervous, but he seemed like he was lit. I mean, he was having a great time up there. And I was like, I don't know what Stefan's on, but I would like some of that because he's having a really good time.
I can say from experience that doing bingo after a few beers is the best way to do it, even when you're the one calling out numbers. Because I got to do that one year, and I was dressed in my blue spaceman outfit, and I had Peter Reed running prizes for me, and they were like, "You should do bingo all the time because Todd takes forever," and you were like, "Boom, boom, boom, boom."
Martin was cracking me up during bingo. He was like, because he was running around with the mic and he was like trying to get, Stefan was working the crowd and he's like, come on, let's go. That was cracking me up.
You've got Stefan who's like lit, and then you've got Martin going, okay, what is that number there? Oh, is that the
Can I tell you, being in Alabama and going through bingo, and there's a British accent and whatever accent or talk that Stefan has, and there's no Southern, I'm like, where have I fallen? This was a very strange universe for bingo.
Awesome.
But I will say somebody needed to adjust some knobs or something on the speaker because it was all a little bit. So
that's probably his mic usage might have been the issue. So
well, I think that sound system of Todd's is pretty ragged out. It could be adjusted. So it was fun though. It was super fun.
So not to change topics for very fast segue, but look what I got. Never mind. Let me try that again.
I didn't even
what
see
just
it.
happened? It
I
was
pulled
so
it more
fast.
without even trying to do it.
He was going to
Take
show
two.
something.
Look what I got this
And he
weekend.
just dropped
Look
that
what I
in
got
his hand.
today. Look what I got today.
Whoa.
I got the Ahsoka Tano brickhead.
Nice, very nice.
That's like real Lego almost. I'm proud of you.
I'm digging it. I'm liking it. Except for as soon as I can get some trans clear lightsabers, I will correct it.
Oh,
Where
I've
did
got
you
some.
find it?
I've
Is
got
that hard
some.
to find?
Yeah.
I ordered
Evidently,
200 of them.
they're not the lightsaber handles, but the you were asking about the build.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has been going quickly. They had gotten them in on Friday at North Point, and I popped in on Saturday just thinking, hey, I'm gonna stop in, and they're like, nope, they were all gone, like within like an hour or two. And then luckily, one of my Lego and Store employees today said, hey, are you gonna be stopping by today? I'll pull one for you. And I'm like, please and thank you.
One of you
He also
boys.
made sure that I got 2 more snow trooper packs.
In other words,
So,
you got an employee on the payroll. You're like, hey, you one of my boys?
No. As you have alluded to, that when I walk into the Lego store, they treat me like I'm Norm, and it is
No.
true.
You say that.
No. You said it. You said, why is it like you're walking in and Cheers or something like that? That was your comment, not mine.
That's because Norm buys a lot of beer and Dana also
Buys a lot of Lego.
Dana, so what you're saying? Did you go to Matt Smith's or Kroger while Matt was preoccupied? Did you swoop in?
Well, no. See, the thing is that it's Matt who snoops in on my Kroger.
Ah, okay. My
No,
apologies.
but he has a key to my house, and he did not come over and pilfer parts. So.
No, I did not.
That's good.
But we took the cat with us, so
Yeah, so I didn't have to make the trip over and take care of it.
Maddie got to meet the cat. Maddie got to meet Kitty as I was unloading. I had her come out to the parking lot. I was like, "You want to meet Cassie before we take her to the B&B?" She's like, "Yes."
It warms my heart even more so that I wasn't able to go to Alabama, but Cassie was.
I'm sorry.
You were missed, Dana. We missed you.
Yeah, we did. I was really looking forward to finally having a beer with you.
I know. It will happen.
Dana, this has your name on it.
Sweet. Is there 2 of them?
There you go.
I have
Perfect.
like 100. Yes, you can have 2.
Well, actually, I think you said you were going to hook me up with like 25 of them or something.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Will Hafner is here with us. Pink Wheels is here.
Hello.
Had
Hey,
fun hanging out with them this weekend.
Yep.
Moto is here. Hello, Moto.
Hello, Moto.
Hello,
I need to mention
Don
to
Moto
the group.
says hi.
Oh, wait a minute. Since Pink Wheels just joined in, did she see my fail? Yeah, I failed again.
Yeah, she did.
I went to hold this up and I dropped it. But then
You should reenact it. You should reenact it for anyone that didn't see it.
I don't know if I can willingly drop Lego on without it being impromptu. So
But don't make us get up the rover picture.
that was kind of impromptu. Like, I don't know. It was it was thanks for bringing it up, Matthew. Thank you.
I found out that addressing Mark and Steven as Matt and Scott is as funny as I thought it would be. I think I asked, they were doing their questionnaire thing, and I was sitting with Don, and I was like, I want to go ask questions. And Don was like, Good Angel, don't do that, man. Just don't do that. And Bad Angel was like, the hell with Don. So I got up there. I was like, my question is for Matt and Scott. I'm wondering why you don't build in next 2 nights. And they gave the reason. And 5 minutes later, I came up and I was like, is it because you're scared of it and you're not that creative?
And all of us in the Dixie, the Peach Lug Space Pit, we heard it and we were like, "Woo!" when we heard you ask a question about next tonight's
as God is my witness, I'm going to make him build next tonight's one day.
Here's Little Wheels and Small Paul doing some not Lego. The kids these days, you know.
The interesting thing is that you have the quietest child and then the not quietest child both being quiet together.
That's weird.
It's a strange dynamic.
But I did get a photo of them playing with Lego at one point in time. They
were taking Matthew's high-rise apart.
Yeah, well, there's a polar bear. I'm not sure what was going on with the polar bear, but they were playing around the Matthew and Rice there, so they were having fun.
And,
Oh,
and
your son-
shockingly, I did not put the bear there. Someone else
I was
did.
going to show you. You guys were photobombing some of my pictures, and you guys did successfully
Oh wait,
photobomb. There's a
Mark.
Nice.
Awesome.
Paul,
there's a
Mark's
few
son
others in
did
here.
tell me-
Hang on, let me pull up another one. Let's see.
Mark's son, Paul, did tell me that I should not smoke anymore. That was accosted
I
by
like
an
Jake here.
Oh, Jake. Look at Jake.
nice. Yeah, Jake in the side there.
I'm a little dad proud. So the kid drove to BrickFair and drove home.
Good.
Did great coming home and everything, no problem. Then he got interviewed by Beyond the Brick, so he
That
will
was
have his
awesome.
own Beyond the Brick episode. Did they come talk to Dad? No. So Dad is super proud of the kid. He said he made fun of me in the video, which is even better. So I'm super proud. But I've got to talk to some undue influence has entered my son's life because he started building this today.
Nice.
All right,
Beautiful.
It's a castle wall.
Oh
There you go. It's the
Actually,
start. It started.
It started. He wants to actually build. He went and bought a Doctor Doom minifig because it's kind of rare.
Yeah.
And he wants to build Doctor Doom's castle.
He's going to do a
Or
Latvia.
Latveria.
That's awesome.
Latveria.
Yes. So that is his goal. Now, I am not like JW. This is about all the 1x2s and light gray I got laying around. So he's going to have to get his own. So.
Well, you know what though? I'm thinking that one of my 2 lock-in pieces for for bulk lug this year is going to be 1x2 light gray bricks.
Although you could do this with my 3s, I bet you, and they have those on Pick-a-Brick, right?
They do, and actually, I have a
They
good
do.
chunk of 1x3s because those have been on the Pick-a-Brick wall for several times this year. So I'm stocked on 1x3s. It's 1x4s,
Oh, that's suspension.
1x2,
So
1x4s, and 1x6s that I'm always in need of.
Can I show what I got? What I'm really happy with here?
Absolutely.
Please do.
So this was the big one that I got that I
Ooh,
went
nice.
for. Got to have the Vader with the printed arms,
Yep.
and then I got I got the 66 Batmobile, and I was really upset that it didn't have Robin. So we got the 66 Robin with the Batcopter, and then all these figs. There's probably the most expensive one I bought. I got the Goofy
Nice.
from the castle. We got some random assortments, some Ice Planet, and then
Can't have enough Ice Planet.
yeah.
No, hey.
I'm trying to collect more of the classic Western guys, so I got a little bit of a collection of those guys. Violin Kid. Let's see, and then this one I'm excited about. It's mostly
It was
figs,
yeah.
but we got of course we got to have Jeff Goldblum. So this is the Jurassic Park pack. And then
Hey.
I got some. I really like these cops. This is from the Lego Batman movie. These are the cop,
Yep.
the police pack. So these are some good figs. I really like this one lady's expression. It's so she's so done. She's so bored, and that's not an expression that you usually get. So
that's a
and all the
Detective
figures are either
Montgomery.
tired or they're either angry or happy, and you don't get the in between. So that's nice.
Good. Jeff, you're dying to insert yourself here.
I was.
Please go.
Oh, I'm insert myself. That's what I was doing. I'll insert
Please,
myself.
Jeff, insert.
Anyway,
Jeff, please.
Insert away.
so I
let me
wanted
go
to
get
share
my
good news
finger on
that
the
the
button
Ice Planet torso from the new winter set is on Bricks and
Yeah.
Pieces.
I have 10 on the way.
Oh
Okay,
my
I didn't-
gosh.
Yeah, I ordered
I think-
20.
I think Chris has got
incredible.
20 coming. Mark's got 20 coming. Matthew, did you order any?
No.
Not yet.
I
Are,
didn't know.
No,
if
me,
you
I
guys
hate
ordered
are
space.
those two torsos? There's two of them in that set, right? Are they different or are they the same
They're
torso?
the same.
same torso.
Okay.
But
I
I got.
need to- I'm gonna go buy some.
said the word.
It did not let me order more than 20. I was getting there's a problem with your order, so I had to start adjusting which I had ordered too many of, and I dropped from 30 to 20, and then my order went through. So,
Well, that's why you make another order 10 minutes later, like I did.
well, yeah, right.
I just didn't see the need. I mean, 20. Normally, I order like 10 of whatever torso I'm doing, so that was kind of my thing. It's been 10s and 10s.
That's dope.
So what
I
One
did
of the
get this on this piece.
Nice.
Grabbed some Ice Planet pieces while I was there.
What are you saying, Matt?
So I got the very exclusive small Paul tile.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's good
wow.
stuff.
And I also was able to get the Old Gray Bricks brick, which is downstairs.
That's
And
right.
and I also got
Can't regret not
Chris
getting that.
Chris Campbell's brick for his printing. And I got
Really
the
didn't build it, though.
double tall peach lug.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
nice.
And then a holy grail for me, which Jeff came in and plopped down like $3,000 worth of rare figures on the table. And he was like, make me an offer. So I got the super shiny 3PO, who is my favorite character as a 6.5-year-old watching Star Wars in the movie theater in 1977, my first action figure. And I looked at that and I was like, yeah, I need that.
The best part of that was
Wow.
telling M&R Bricks to kiss my ass because he wanted to buy it.
Oh, is
And I was like,
is that who I beat out?
yeah. I was like, no, it's Matt's.
Wow.
That much sweeter.
I didn't care. They were friendly. They were very friendly and they were very nice. But I also had things that they wanted. So like, I know the game. It's whatever. And it was like $10,000 worth of figures. Atlanta Brick
Okay,
Company told me
sorry.
that today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff, I did get the figures that I purchased from Hinkle's collection here, so thank you for those.
Oh, you're very welcome. Did you get the latest one where I gave a bunch of extra stuff into it?
Yeah, I
which
saw
one
you
it
put a
was.
pig in here. I was happy to see the pig. I don't remember that being a part of it, but I appreciate
That was the raffle ticket that you won. So there's like
Oh,
the
nice.
raffle package and like my stickers in it, and then other stuff.
Very cool.
all
Yeah.
right. We have someone dropping in. Jeff Van Winden, how are
All
you
right.
doing, man?
Token Canadian.
Hello, how are you guys?
We're
We're
good.
sorry.
Where
Are
are
you doing all
you?
right, Jeff?
I'm in Richmond, Tennessee right now, I think, on my way through Lexington and then into Cincinnati. Probably another hour and a half driving.
Cool.
Hey, Don.
So Jeff was a blood donor in Alabama.
Yeah, dude, you seriously look like you have been to war and come back.
Well, he was
Oh my
wearing a mask
God.
most of the time, and he just had a bandage on his forehead. And then he took his mask down at one point, and I was like, "Holy cow!" Like he ate concrete. Like it was like all the way down his face.
I'm surprised you didn't break your glasses.
It looked painful.
You should see the other guy.
I heavily scratched my glasses. I probably can't see it, but I heavily scratched them.
Yep, we can see that.
So I'll have to get those replaced when I get back home. I think there's a replacement I think I get free replacements at least the first time. So,
But just
But
like
still.
Maddie, Jeff's castle was much bigger than it appeared on camera.
Jeff, I knew the size of. I've seen him before, but anyway.
oh yeah.
Hey,
Well, I've probably grown a little bit since then, Chris.
But your castle is magnificent. You got a staff favorite award. Is that correct?
I did. Yes. Martin from Alabama voted for me. And although Martin came in and set up, he came in like the Friday morning, I think, and started setting up, and he was done even before I was close to finishing. I totally beat him in the takedown, and we were packed up and out of there before he even started loading. So
He
I
was
was happy.
He was one of the last people loading out.
Yeah,
And
and
thank you,
usually
Matt.
he's the one destroying stuff at the end.
Yeah,
but
he
did
wasn't.
not destroy a thing. He's
Well-
joined the dark side, keeping his mocks. So
No, he's coming up. I think he's coming up to Tennessee to do a show up here in a couple of
Yes.
weeks. So that's the reason. But
Yeah.
thanks to Matt too for helping Jeff and I and Don, who was in the background, load the trailer up and stuff. That was awesome.
Let's just
everybody
say,
else went for dinner. Jeez, no, just
let's
joking.
just say that after several shows of my back aching after I loaded out, I actually made room to pack the hand cart, and it
Yeah.
made a difference.
I packed my hand cart. Yes.
And just hold on, I'll do this quickly. Let's see if I can switch the camera.
In
Hold on, I
StreamYard
got-
Mobile, you got to hit a bunch of things. There you go.
Yeah. Camera 2. Facing. This is the view of my window right now.
Oh, nice.
No,
Safely parked. I'm parked in a snowbank because that's what Canadians do. I am literally. I just drove into a snowbank. Look here, see snow all the way right here. Well,
It looks like the scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where the burned out car, they streak out of the parking lot or whatever and leave the spot behind or whatever.
Yeah.
Random.
But at least the radio still works.
Yeah. So to my compatriots, I am digging out as many of the old gray 1x8s or whatever bricks to take to Campbell to print. So if you've got any old grays, send them our way, and we will see what we can do about that. Oh, we have another person popping in here. Hello.
I'm really tired. I can't get my laptop out.
Hey, Meredith. I'm going to jump out, guys. I'm going to eat some dinner before I get back on the road. So
safe travels.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
It was amazing
We'll
to see you
later.
this weekend. Great
Drive
job.
safe.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Meredith.
continuing with the theme, Meredith's build was massively bigger than it appealed on video
Yes.
screens.
Yes, because I could barely fit it in my SUV and lots of grumbling from Brian. So
It was
Meredith,
huge.
I'm very upset that I did not get to meet you, and I'm sorry.
it's not your fault. I'm gonna blame my child because she's in bed, but she's one of those who needs her 9 to 10 hours of sleep, or she is having meltdowns. And we were having apparently we face planted, or we got clotheslined in the bounce house during the yard sale, and I had to take her home.
Oh,
Yeah, she was fine. She just when she was that tired and she got hurt, a little hurt. She was
done.
done. So that's what happens. Life of kids. So one of these days we'll see the world of light.
For sure. Man, just I tried I tried to go back there as much as I could, but I was so tired.
Yeah, I mean, and she tired me out. She was up almost every 3 hours the first night. She has a hard time sleeping. She's got some anxiety about sleep. So when we're in an Airbnb, she just gets really nervous, and I have to be in the same room with her. And so we get tired out pretty easily because of that. But I came in to give you a bit of. I know you guys were talking about Martin, and I don't know if anyone noticed on Sunday, particularly in the morning to early afternoon hours, if you looked at Rapunzel's tower closely enough, there was a Jack Stone figure in there.
I saw that. I didn't know it was. I didn't know if anyone else noticed that.
Did y'all sneak it in?
So Natalie and I put it in. I mean, we just put it underneath a tree by the river. I didn't even put it on studs. I just made him sit. So when, I didn't want to hurt anything, didn't want to be that jerk. So Natalie and I kept coming back all Sunday. We come by and try to be inconspicuous. And Martin, by the end of the day, like the last 10 minutes of the show, I'm like, so did I see you found your prize? Because it wasn't there anymore. And he's like, I was about to go blame, and I don't know who he was going to blame for it. He just said some of those goofy YouTubers. I thought it was them, and I was going to stick it in their hat or something. And I'm like, nope, that was me. So I got him.
Pranks.
Well, hey, Jeff, I almost texted you Sunday night because as Jake and I were headed to our room that we got to spend the night at the Westin, I'm walking down the hall. And I met a certain YouTuber in the hall, and his room was at the end of our hall. So I could have called you, and but I did not. So
who was it?
The one that's like the candy coated candy, but with an R.
M&R.
Oh, okay.
Hey, did you know that that certain YouTuber lives in the same hometown where I grew up in Florida? I've watched his videos and seen where I grown up, literally in his videos. So it's kind of weird for me watching those videos.
That's funny.
Same place.
And I also want to let you know that Blue Hans will be making an appearance on a Beyond the Brick video in the near future.
Fantastic.
Blue Hans.
I feel like I was there in spirit.
That was Mark's doing, but definitely I saw a close up on the Blue Hans during the video preparation, so it has to be in there then.
Is Blue Hans from the production of the Blue Harvest movie?
Technically, he could be considered.
Nerd joke.
Is that
joke.
Star Wars trivia that you don't know?
I know Blue Harvest, but I'm like,
Okay.
Blue Hans is blue. He's a space dude with blue hands
Yeah,
doing
but
grip.
that's Matthew trying to be dad joke all in the same time.
I'm just
Yeah.
innovating here.
Yeah.
I know. So that I enjoyed trolling Martin. So I definitely we need to keep it going. He really did not enjoy the Jack Stone because apparently he was talking to somebody who had come up. You know, Martin, he loves to engage, and he said it happened just like I imagined. Someone was wanting to know about the Mox, and he's walking them through it. He's probably explaining, the structure in Rapunzel's tower, and then all of a sudden,
Why is there a Jack Stone figure?
so these poor people are sitting there, and they're like, "Why is he getting all freaked out with some weird-looking minifig sitting on his?"
So things I've learned about Martin: not a hugger, not a fan of Jack Stone. Check.
So that was the excitement we had in between my daughter getting tired out all the times.
Yeah.
So Martin and I were nominated by Todd to be guest staff pick judges or whatever. So he and I were going, okay, who are you picking? And I'm like, I don't know, who are you picking? And so we named one of the same, and then one or two that were, what we thought was deserving. We also wanted to kind of highlight a new builder or whatever. And so, he told me about his, and I'm like, I'm totally agree. And I told him about mine, and he was excited by that. But the best moment was the builder that won, the one that I got to award. When I was delivering his trophy, he was sitting behind his mock, and across the way were Mark and Steven, who had already been talking and engaging with him and getting to know him. Kind of a shy guy, he's like 21 years old.
I know who you're talking about, the Bionicle, the kid that made the. Okay, I don't know how that fox did not win the category, because I know it was the castle mech he won for, but he was also nominated for that fox. I wanted to steal that fox, and I told him, I said, that is the cutest, coolest thing I've seen in a long time, and he got very shy.
Yeah,
All of his minis were amazing. Those were incredible.
So that moment, I walked over. I went up to Todd. I said, I need to deliver the trophy. I said, do I need to build it? He goes, no, just give him the plaque, and he can build the trophy. So it was getting late in the morning, and so I didn't know if he'd be there or not. So walked up, and he's sitting there. So I'm excited. So as I walk up, Mark and Steven see what's happening, and they walk up with me.
Aww.
And there's 2 or 3 people who were like in line or talking to them, walked up as well. So I was like, here's your, I just want to let you know you are, one staff pick, staff choice or whatever.
This is amazing.
And they then broke out in applause for the kid
Aww.
as he's sitting there behind his mock. And yeah, it was awesome. But he was also like, I don't know what to do, kind of thing. He was like, very humble and thank you. And then when Jake and I were headed back to our room after we had dinner at Mugshots with my one lovely beverage I got to have. But anyway, so I walked back, and they were in the hallway, and we spoke to them again. He was with his mom and dad and all this kind of stuff. They'd come with him. He was super shy. He was super thankful. He just said, thank you very much, and everything. And that was it. But it made an impact in that young man's life. So I'm excited by that. That was really, really cool. He's a great builder.
Yeah, he is. I tagged him. I took a picture of the fox and the deer, and I tagged his Instagram and followed him because he makes very cool. He makes the Bionicle that I actually like.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's Woomy World.
That's it. Yeah, I was like, it's
Woomy
W
World.
something.
Yeah.
Bionicle I actually like.
So speaking of first timers, I was the host for the first time draft, and it was basically people who hadn't been to a convention before, and there were only like 6 people on the list, and I had a parent show up with a couple kids, and they had never done a draft, and I was like, yeah, we can take. We ended up with 11, so we had like 6 officially, and I took a couple more, and to watch these kids and adults go from how does this work to super focused on their next pick was fun, because for me personally, I love parts drafts. It's one of my favorite things about the convention. And, you know, they were just complete rookies. Like, okay, we sort by color. Okay. And then they start walking around. They're doing the thing where they're like scanning. Like, what am I going to pick next? Oh no, somebody else took it. Like one person like tried to hide something under the table in a joking way. And it was fun to see somebody get excited about something that I personally enjoy myself. So
good time.
I wish I had done the parts drafts. It sounds like fun.
There was
it's fun until Dana picks the cow right in front of you.
Yeah, right. The funny part about all that was like, so Brick Rodeo, it wasn't like really YouTube heavy with like YouTubers and stuff, and like I showed up and people, like one dude stopped and was like, "Hey, can I get a selfie with you, Jeff?" And I was like, "I don't know who you are, but yes, you can." And it was just like weird stuff like that. Like I had like adults that were like, you know, my kid used to watch your channel, and I'm like, well, here it comes. But I started watching it because it's a nice relief from, you know, it's adult Lego time, and I'm like, yeah, pretty much, dude. Like that's the goal. So that was really nice to hear. That, you know, like, you know, yeah, I am who I am and everything else, but like it's nice that like other adults that enjoy the hobby are like, this is nice to not, you know, it just felt rewarding.
Yeah, the community aspect. I had a really good experience with these two other brick filmers, because that's the kind of the community, the Lego community that I'm a big member of, is the animators. And this guy had messaged me on Instagram after I posted I was going to BrickFair and said, "Hey, I'll be there on Saturday with my wife. We should meet up." And I said, "Yeah, sure, find me," you know. And him and his friend, I think it was like, his name was Jared and Sam. They found me and they're like, "Are you Ant Bandit?" And I'm like, this is weird. I've never had someone like try to take a picture with me before, but it was fun. We talked for like 2 hours. It was awesome. We hung out and walked around and everything. And they were great guys, but it was definitely like, this is cool. This is it was a first time kind of thing for me. So.
Well, as Matthew was saying earlier, it's kind of like a family reunion to people you may or may not have close connections to, but also like a high school reunion where, you know, you may not have known each other really well in high school, but then you reconnected afterwards and you're getting together. Fun time.
Yep. Dude Jude is in the house with some others. I'll mention them in a second, but met Dude Jude. He's a super nice guy. There. Let's see who else is here. Big Screen Bird is here. Will Hafner, I don't know if I said hello to you coming in. Big Nate Bricks is here. Everything. So that's super cool. Adam, I also want to say that Jake was excited that you both watched the FX guys or something to get the same YouTube channel. And he was excited. He was also excited to talk to you a little bit about filming and stuff like that. So thank you for spending time with my kid.
Yeah. No, he's a cool guy, man. I enjoyed it. I mean, anybody who loves video games and superheroes and Lego and animation, any of that stuff is cool in my book. So I had a good time. I'm happy to talk more about it with him if he ever wants to get nitty gritty about, you know, how to get into it. But I had a good time too. So.
All right. And I have one more question for you. I spent time talking to your bride. She is very kind.
Thank you.
A lovely one. But what was her impression being a non-Lego spouse of the event?
She had a great time. I've been like, she might overhear this because she's upstairs, but I've been asking her like since we've been back. So did you have fun? You know, did you enjoy yourself? Because I'm trying to figure that out too. I want to get her to come to more of these, but it was for her first BrickFair, her first real like big Lego event period, and she had a blast. She loved doing like all the little scavenger hunts and the games and stuff like that. So we walked around and she built that little fountain that we put in the peach flag display. She built this little like city park fountain, so she had fun doing that.
Which two of us bumped into her fountain, so I'm really glad you came and repaired it.
Oh, you're fine. She has all these like loose little water pieces, so I was coming back around trying to arrange them and everything. But
it's not a mock unless it has loose connections.
There you go. Basically, she's made it. But yeah, she had a great time. I was talking to her today about it, and I was like, "Would you go again?" You know, and she was like, "Yeah, I would definitely go again." So I was kind of like self-conscious of her being there. You know, I wanted her to have a good time while she was there too. So I think she definitely did. So she had fun talking with you guys and all the Peach Lug people. You know, so I appreciate you guys kind of including her and, you know, talking to her. So she was appreciative of that. So I appreciate it too.
She didn't go full ogre from the movie and go birds.
No. Thank goodness.
Well, I mean,
It's okay.
one
I
of the
do
things
that
that
to my husband when he talks about 3D printers or speakers or something.
one of the
She
things
did
about
buy.
Lego.
Hang on, I have. She did buy. She bought a few things. This is hers. She bought this as a fidget for her students. She's a teacher, so she bought this for her classroom. She bought. This is one of the earring sets that she bought from Bricksalotl, but she got some other ones that were studs, like little 1x1s, and so she put those in and wore those for the rest of the day that she was there. So that was fun. She found some other things that she liked too. So I gotta take those to her so she can have them. But yeah, it was fun.
One of the things I'll say about our Lego community is, not everyone's perfect and not everyone gets along, but there's a lot of good people who come out to these things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who put aside whatever else is going on in their life. And like, I didn't hear anybody talk about politics the whole weekend, except when I went to the grocery store, which was really weird. But anyways, that's another story.
I don't know. I think personally, the Jack Stone hate, I don't get it.
That's kind of political. That's kind of political right there.
Well, and the superstars down in Nexo Nights, man, that's controversial to me.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
People are pretty welcoming, and there's a lot of nerdy people and shy people, and maybe people on the spectrum. And I think, especially once you go the first time and you come back, you sort of like, oh, I know this person. So for me, this was, I think, my 4th or 5th BrickFair, and the first time almost everybody's face was new except for the folks from Atlanta. But now I walk in and I'm like, oh, I know that. I remember that person. I know that person. And, and the new people, I ran a couple of the parts drafts, and some of the people, I didn't know their names and I hadn't seen them before, but I joked that because I called out the numbers, I'm like, number 5 picks, number 6 picks. And I was like, the sad part is I'm going to see you in the convention floor and I'm going to think that's number 5. You can say your name.
Get in line.
And sure enough, I bumped into number 10 later and I was like, number 10?
Yeah. I just have to say, like, for me, it was special because, and I've always like had a interesting relationship with Lego. It's kind of been like something I started doing when I was a teenager, and, something that me and my brother did, but I was never really part of that like community feeling aspect. And this was kind of the first big event that I felt like a part of that community. So for me, that was really special. But like walking around, talking to people, it's like, everyone's building at different skill levels, but that kind of the Lego is the language that everyone has in common, and everyone's from all these different places and ages. I talked to, I forget his name, but his Instagram is Add the Builder. He's local, and he was one of the mech builders. I think Mark introduced me to him. But I sat and talked to him for like 45 minutes and got to know him, and he was awesome. And it's like, he's 16 years old and I'm, almost 30, and we had a great time, just communicating, meeting each other. And I found out he lives like, less than 20 minutes away from me. So it's like, this is awesome. It felt like a real like community. So it was, that was really special for me.
I will say, I think Mark and Steven, though, are just phenomenal. Like, I don't know how they do it because they had to be, how do I say, on, and I'm sure anybody else, all the other Lego masters in the chat, Mr. Moto, I don't know how you all do it, because it's one thing to be sitting there talking about your build, but it's something completely else when the public is there to see you, not necessarily your builds. But they were so gracious. There was a really young kid, 11, with his dad there, next to me, and he brought like the smallest little Jurassic Park mock, but he built the car. It was so cute. And I told him, I go, hey, do you watch Lego Masters? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, Mark and Steve are here. You should go say hi and talk to him. And apparently the dad said he was too shy to really go over. So I asked him, and Mark came by the next day, and it was so cute. They're just so good, such good sports about it. I don't know how I would do that because my social, the social, your social batteries run out at times, and
Well, I will admit I came with my social batteries a little drained because of just stuff I've got going on, And by about 5 o'clock every day, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I was just really socially tired. And so part of it is I think I'm going to give up doing any coordinating. And it was interesting. I had to coordinate our area, which I didn't have a problem with, but I had 4 or 5 little areas to go do stuff with and take care of little issues and stuff like that. And that wore me out. I think I just want to come and land and pop mocks on a table and then just sit back and watch everybody else argue about stuff. So, because there is little tensions and stuff when you're dealing with art, you're dealing with organization and everything. But it didn't steal my joy. But I was definitely run down. But that's more of what I brought than. But I came away excited. I was actually so excited for Jake because there was a lot of things he took on his own. He drove there. He brought his own things. He made it on YouTube. I saw him interacting with folks, and it's fun to see that as your dad, as you sit back and you see your kid, on his thing. But then later he gets up and he goes and walks, and you see him talking to another adult and having a great conversation and getting out of his comfort zone. And that was a blessing to me. And you guys were all super cool to Jake, and I really appreciate it.
I thought he blossomed.
Yeah, he did.
Our pizza is here.
He's been launched.
Yeah.
Food.
And he's going to build stupid castle.
I just want to show, because I found this funny, Chris's name on this is the theme leaders. Look at all of the themes that he was leading here. It's space.
That's why he was tired. That's a lot of leadership right there.
I didn't know you were a huge Bionicle fan.
I'm not. Well, and I stressed there was one kid, and I have a heart for individuals who may have neurodiversity. They may, like people on the spectrum and stuff. And I know for being in the space area, there's a kid who comes late every year. He has a big wad of stuff, and it's always stressy to find him table space because usually it's kind of late when he comes. And so Mark was coming. I knew I had a spot for him and on the table because I knew what size of stuff he's coming to the space table, and it was full. We had some late stuff show up, and fortunately Meredith pointed out to the staff that there was empty tables, and all of a sudden, so we got it all worked out. He had like an entire section to himself, and when he landed, he did not see himself being slighted because he wasn't. But he was super glad. The dad who's there is very, protective of his son. He was glad they landed well. They had a great time there. So, you have to juggle those things, and it's fun. But when you see somebody successful and happy and get to express their joy for creativity, that was a lot of fun. So those moments were definitely worth it. So.
Yeah, I thought I just smelled or something because there was nobody around my mock for the longest time.
You were just over there in your little wall and nobody was there with you?
I had made a gigantic mess of white parts that exploded everywhere. So
if anybody's watching this YouTube stream and they have never gone to a Lego convention, it's really a lot of fun, and not just if you're participating, but even just to go and look. You walk around the hall, and I can't tell every single convention I've ever gone to. I shake my head and say, "Who would have thought? Who would have thought you could do that with Lego?" And it's one of the best things about it is just seeing other people's imagination, other people's creativity, and I enjoy showing the things that I built and brought, but just having your mind blown, and it happens to me every show. My mind gets blown by somebody, and so that's awesome.
My mind has definitely been expanded, I feel.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, Meredith had her castle area over there but when we were packing up, I had to swat her away with a broom so I could pack Voltron up and bring it home.
It's my new boyfriend. Don't tell Justin Trudeau.
Well, I told Abby that I wanted to steal EJ's Boba Fett mosaic that he had, which was gorgeous.
Seriously.
Really cool.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And usually I want to steal his Freddie Mercury mosaic, which he did not bring. And she hinted that Freddie Mercury might be available for the right price. And I was like, that might look good on my
There
wall.
I am. My boyfriend. I was trying to hug, but I'm like, I don't want to knock it over. It's too glorious.
Fourth Bricks. Let's see, Carolyn. We will be at the Atlanta event next month, so please come up and say hello to us.
Yeah, we need to start. We need to start repping that because that's coming up fast.
I was gonna say
right.
there was a pre-planning meeting this morning at the Santos coffee shop in the Westin Hotel.
That's right. So Meredith says, "Hey, we're about to leave. We're getting coffee." I'm like, and Jake and I are waking up. I'm like, "Is there food?" And she was like, "Yeah, there's sausage, egg, and cheese bagels." So I'm like, "Jake, get your clothes on." So we were out the door, and we went and got coffee and breakfast. And then all of a sudden, Nick and his lovely bride show up. So there's a Georgia contingent in the event or in Santos drinking coffee and talking the Atlanta Brick Convention. So please make sure you're there. Jeff, you should drive up and come, man. That'd be awesome. No? Why not? No?
The only direction that we're going is west.
Jeff, if you leave this morning, you'll be here in time for the show.
It's in 4 weeks, so you know.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Delta flies to Atlanta a lot.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, their own terminal.
The event is right down the road from my house. And by the way, Jeff, it was the first time I got to meet you, and I was thrilled, and I'm excited that you were there. So
yeah,
I'm sorry we didn't get to hang out a ton, but hanging around last night, we were eating. Well, we were not drinking because I did not get another sweet tea until we left. So
what happened at Mugshots? Because I can regale you of the tales of your pie that pretty much only had cheese, peppers, and onions available for pizzas.
They had no ingredients.
Broke my heart.
We went to Mugshots, and the guy seemed like he was new. And in the defense, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of food that can't be delivered. They had big events the night before because there was a big concert. It probably blasted them all out of food and all that kind of stuff. But we went to Mugshots, and it took a while for us to get our order. And we got a drink, and then the server never came back to the table ever again.
Wow.
Ever.
Did you get food at all?
They brought us the food, brought us our drink, and that was it. I'm glad I didn't get anything spicy because I would have died because I had nothing to drink.
Well, Adam at Eugene's Chicken, like everyone else ate and was finished.
Yeah.
He hadn't gotten any food yet. And we were
that was weird, and that's unusual for them. So
yeah, it's unusual for them because usually it's like you got your food almost before you pay. It's weird. Yeah,
I almost pulled my dad used to, try and get the free stuff if something like happens. I was tempted, like, hey, throw in an extra banana pudding, but they were not. I didn't at the end. I was like, I just want to go. I want to go back.
Yeah. By the way, did y'all talk to Maddie about banana pudding when she was on before I got on?
No, we did not.
If I should have filmed it and I didn't because we would have won TikTok if we had filmed it because Maddie was a little nervous about eating chicken. She doesn't eat chicken, but she enjoyed that, and she enjoyed the tenders more than like real chicken. But she was trying all the Southern food, and so I went and got 2 banana puddings because I wanted one, and I was going to let her take a scoop, and then I was going to give a scoop or give a little bit to Jeff and everything. So she looks at it, she's like, "What's in it?" I'm like, "Awesomeness," and so she's like, "Okay." And so she was going to do a bit, I think. So she took her fork and she took a huge scoop and she was going to go, or something like that. She was going to make a bit. And then she took the scoop and she bit it and she went, her eyes kind of diverged and you could hear heavenly chords coming down. And she just went, "Oh my," and she just paused for this sublime moment. And then she turned and she was just down in it. It was the best moment ever.
Speaking of Maddie, did you guys talk about she also got a Bricky?
She won.
Did she?
Yeah,
No,
she won.
She did.
Best small thing or best small build or something like that.
Best littlest thing. I know because I won it 3 years ago.
That's awesome. I guess I didn't see that she had won. That is amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, she won for her a little mini mosaic of her cat. Apparently all you cat people are also AFOLs.
I voted for it.
Me too.
So the Pink Wheels is the natural logical possession. You go from winning little thing to a couple years later building something so big that it takes like all day, 2 days to set it up.
Pretty much.
Like a bridge.
Natural progression.
Like
a bridge.
Like a bridge.
Yeah, I didn't go there. You went there.
I didn't. I named no names. Anyway, so by the way, how did anybody? I got a childhood always wanted. I got the Space Command base.
Nice.
I spent some cash on it, but inside the bricks are pristine. The antenna, the TV's antenna, they actually are. He's got them in styrofoam to protect all the tines on them, so they're protected. The trans yellow bricks are. The screen has not a scratch on it, and it's like he's got them hermetically sealed, right? Individually packed in plastic and heat sealed, and it's absolutely perfect. I'm going to have a sublime moment this weekend and build this, so I'm excited about it. So
I'm excited for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dylan gave us 1 range.
Anybody else get a dream thing or something that you were looking for?
We ended up bringing, I want to say, like a huge Sterilite bin. Like, how are the biggest Sterilite bins? The usual ones, like
the big tub ones.
Yes, like the big
like
tub
40,
ones.
like 40 quarts, I think.
Yeah, we bought one of those full of Bionicle. And Brian proceeded to have a Bionicle feeding frenzy. So he let the Bionicle table go through it first. And they spent a day with it. And then we sold the rest of it between a few different vendors. No, I think ABC took the rest of it. So that apparently was around that tub was $400 with the Bionicle.
Whoa.
All right. So Jake and I stayed with you guys, and one morning I'm sitting there coffee, and all of a sudden Brian pulls out his wallet, and all of a sudden he pulls out a roll bigger than Pillsbury's ever put together, and he is counting money from the Bionicle thing, and Meredith's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm counting my Bionicle money." That's hilarious.
So look,
bootlegger.
There's money to be made at these conventions if you've got old stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Chris, you being the Bionicle theme leader, you should have been like, "Oh, I know that one. Look at that one. That one's worth that much."
Well, he just we've been saving it from sorting for like the past 7 years, and it's just been sitting. And if it's going to spark joy, Marie Kondo wise, to other builders, then we're happy to get it cleared out.
My other favorite moment with Brian was Mark and I are just sitting there, and he goes, "Hey, look at this color," and I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "Yeah, I took some Bionicle pieces and I was stomping on them to smash them to see what color it was inside, and this was what the color on the inside is." I'm like, "Are you like killing ants with a microscope too, or a magnifying glass outside? I mean, is that going on too?" But he was distracted.
That's Brian.
That sounds like a Georgia Tech grad right there.
It does.
No, let's just also say the diversity of neurodiversity.
Oh, me. All right. Well, it is super fun to hang out in person. Always super fun to hang out here. Thank you guys for being here. And on MLK Day, make sure the content of your character is worth the quote if you quote it today. So make sure that you're kind. Make sure that you're nice. Wear your mask. And I was excited, even though the convention hall was big, the back door was open, letting fresh air. There were a lot of folks wearing masks or taking great care of their neighbors, and that was good. So be awesome, build awesome. You guys have a great night. Goodbye, everybody. See y'all on Thursday. Goodbye. Oh gosh, I gotta hit the button. There you go.